The NASCAR Nationwide Series from Richmond. Be sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. We are 32 laps away from the checkered flag in this one, and it has been a Brad Keselowski kind of night. He's led 160 of the 218 laps we've run so far. This is just the beginning of a busy weekend of motorsports on the ESPN networks. Tomorrow morning, the Sprint Cup Series preview edition of NASCAR Now from here in Richmond, as well as up at World Headquarters, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN2. Tomorrow afternoon over on ABC, the Eyes on IndyCar Series from the Kansas Speedway, 1:30 Eastern Time. NHRA Midwest Nationals AAA Insurance qualifying tomorrow 9 Eastern ESPN2. The finals on Sunday at 7 Eastern ESPN2. And then it's on to Darlington for this Nationwide Series. That's next Friday night, 7 Eastern ESPN2. The old track too tough to tame.
And boy, they will be tearing the right sides off of those cars at Darlington. We saw it last. We've seen it every time, Andy.
Sparks flying off the wall.
Oh, they got to run right against that wall of Darlington, and they're going to be tearing them up.
You know, Rusty and Andy, we've talked about a lot of the guys that are on the lead lap and have been in contention for a lot of these top finishing positions. Somebody that's had a solid night, kind of quietly, but really needs it, is Kelly Byers.
Yeah, absolutely. Running 10th right now. He's got a good, strong run. He's kept that car out of trouble. You know, he was over at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s place, and they replaced him. But now he's with the crew chief that's, you know, is not as dominant as Pops is. Pops Sr. over at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s place. I think this crew chief arrangement kind of matches Kelly's, you know, style a little bit better. They're both kind of quiet guys, and Pops wasn't like that. He's a real good one. He's vocal.
And Davey's given that 10 car a good run tonight.
And I asked Kelly, so did you get to take any seats or helmets or driver suits from Junior Motorsports? He said, no, they have carbon seats over there. I couldn't use those, but I went to my own shop and I got my old aluminum seats that I used to run before I worked for Junior Motorsports. I had a fire suit that I ran for these guys last summer. Of course, I had my racing shoes and the flame retardant underwear and all that kind of stuff, and my own helmet. But, you know, he said the best thing about this is just what Rusty was talking about, that relationship with Stuart Cooper. He's guided him through getting this car up to speed today, and it was that same relationship last year at Iowa that let them know that they could do a good job together in what right now is a one-off. They'd like to get more races together, but that's dependent on sponsorship.
Yeah, Kelly, the 7th different driver in this number 10 car in the last 7 races. Now, that's hard, driver, crew chief, when you got so many different drivers shuffling through the seats. But again, that speaks to this relationship that Kelly seems to have with Stuart Cooper. They get together and on this one-off, roll into the top 10.
Well, you got to hand it to Stuart Cooper to work that many drivers and keep the car as competitive as he does. He does a good job.
All right, 25 laps to go. Matt Kenseth there, chasing Byers, trying to get himself back into the 10th position. Up front, it is an even bigger lead. Keselowski to Kyle Busch, 3.2 seconds with 25 to go. Now, we're into that territory where history says we're going to have another caution.
Well, Kyle probably likes to hear that.
Yeah.
He'd like a shot at a late race restart. This is kind of what he's been used to doing, is getting out front, leading by a lot. Tonight, he's the chaser.
You know, one thing I'm watching right now, though, Andy, is Justin Allgaier back in the 3rd position. He's actually been the fastest guy on the racetrack, outrunning his teammate, outrunning Kyle Busch. He's probably one of the guys that likes to have another shot at it also.
Brad Keselowski, after winning last week in Talladega, has led the most laps he ever has in a single Nationwide Series race tonight, Mike.
Well, Alan, you talk about those race trends. Well, certainly for a lot of reasons, Keselowski does not want to see that caution come out in the last 25 laps. Obviously, he'd lose his big lead, but something also he said before that last round of pit stops was very telling. He said his optimum run is between 40 and 50 laps in. That's when his car peaks. This run, if it goes to the checkers, will be about 61 laps.
Now, let's see if that caution doesn't break out in this big pack of traffic right around the leader. Wow.
Hornet's nest right there for Keselowski.
09 car that he's just gone by there. Hermie Sadler running his first Nationwide Series race since 2004. I talked to Hermie this morning during practice. I said, so, how different is it? He said, I have never driven a coil-bound car before. This is completely different than anything I've ever driven. But he's out there tonight having fun.
It's good to see him back.
And good for him, yes, sir. 21 laps to go. Our last commercial break between now and the checkered flag. Will there be a late twisted plot, or will this be a Keselowski romp to the victory trophy? We'll find out when we come back to Richmond. A reminder about ESPN's Sunday night and Monday night Major League Baseball. On Sunday, it's Jose Reyes and the Mets and Ryan Howard and the Phillies. That's Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell at 8 Eastern. Then Torrey Hunter and the Angels take on Kevin Youkilis and the Boston Red Sox on Monday Night Baseball presented by Sears Lawn and Garden. That's at 7 Eastern. Major League Baseball on ESPN and ESPN3.com Sunday and Monday. Riding on board with Jamie McMurray in the Hellman's car, 8th position. Remember, this car took the green flag back in 27th spot.
Been solid all night long. I mean, this guy knows how to drive these cars. Him and Pops, I talked about earlier. Tony Eury Sr. been working on his car throughout the night, getting handled better and better. And McMurray, he runs good at this racetrack. This isn't a surprise to me.
Well, no matter what happens in these final 12 laps, Brad Keselowski has gotten off to a roaring start in his pursuit of the NASCAR Nationwide Series Championship. Check this out now. 7 top 5s and 7 top 10s to start this season, an average finish of 4th.
That is strong.
And this is a new team. I mean, who saw that coming? I mean, I knew, you know, Keselowski's a great talent, but starting up a new team like that and to be that dominant right off the bat, I mean, that's impressive.
And both of them. I mean, Justin Allgaier's teammate also. They've both
it's elevated him for sure. Having this team come on board has really elevated the performance of that 12 team with Allgaier.
When you get here.
There's Kyle Busch running second, 2.4 seconds behind Keselowski, hoping for a caution. We'd still see some pit stops if we saw a caution here with 10 to go, huh?
Yeah, it'd be hard to make that decision right now. With 10 to go. You know, we've got 16 cars now still on the lead lap.
Yeah, we'd see some pit stops.
Oh, you'll see some. I mean, it's going to be a tough decision for him, though.
Interesting week for Brad Keselowski, of course, the win at Talladega in the rain-delayed race on Sunday as we check speeds at the line. Then the technical inspection problems that cost them 50 driver and owner points and the fines to crew chief Paul Wolfe. And they come here to Richmond, and boy, they have put a hurting on the field so far.
How about McMurray now? Fastest car that lap.
Yep. So Kyle a little bit faster than Keselowski at the moment, but again, he's over 2 seconds behind, and there's just 9 laps to go.
Yeah, right now, Keselowski's thinking only a caution can, you know, take this thing away from me or potentially take it away. He just wants to weave his way through traffic, not cause one himself.
Oh, yeah, he's got such a big lead right now. Just needs to take it nice and easy. And he is. He's being real ginger with that throttle out there, not getting all over it. Driving that car straight up off the corner, and it's coming down at 6 or 7 laps to go. And this is where extreme patience, getting around the lap cars and different people, you got to exercise.
And there's Kyle hung up behind a couple lap cars racing side by side.
Yeah, he can't be patient. He's got to go.